So let me get this straight. This place was closed until the camera showed up. Because apparently inspections don't see what cameras do.
Is there fraud going on here? No, it's a video. I just want to know what's your response.
Problem.
Huh?
Get the out of here.
What's your response to the allegations? Is there fraud going on here, and is there children? That's all.
Don't harass me for the here.
We are aware of a video that's being circulated that has gained local and national attention about child care centers in Minnesota. While we have questions about some of the methods that were used in the video, we do take the concerns that the video raises about fraud very seriously. Each of the facilities mentioned in the video has been visited at least once in the last 6 months as part of our typical licensing process. And in fact, our staff are out in the community today to visit each of these sites again so that we can look into the concerns that were raised in the video. So I won't go into any detail about whether or not any of these have any open investigations. I will share that our team was notified that Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago. And I believe the details that were given at that time were around space concerns. And that's what was shared. The previous one I mentioned that had been closed some time ago was Mako.
This is where it gets uncomfortable because nobody's arguing opinions here. I almost put an A in that. Nobody's arguing opinions here. We're arguing timelines. Last week closed, today packed. Same building, same funding, same story, changed. And before anyone says coincidence, just understand this, right? Coincidence doesn't come with press conferences. Just saying. When you ask why nobody caught this sooner, the paperwork tells a different story.
I started by visiting Quality Learning Center Daycare.
So it is that 14B.
Which sits right in the heart of downtown Minneapolis. Between 2019 and 2023, the Minnesota Department of Human Services found 95 violations at this location. They range from failure to keep hazardous items away from children to no records for 16 children, which include things like immunizations, emergency contacts, and medical needs. So state investigators placed Quality Learning Center on a conditional license in 2022. I went to the daycare's location several times, and only once did I see people there.
Oh, that's your daycare.
But I did not see any children.
So there are 80 kids in there?
No.
After school? Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you.
DHS declined an interview, but in a statement acknowledged Quality Learning Center was put on a conditional license because of its poor safety record. But it still received nearly $8 million in taxpayers' money since 2019. Its conditional status removed in 2024.
95 violations? That's not a mistake. That's not even a I don't even know how you say that word, clerical. That's not that era. That's a pattern, man. And at some point, oversight stops being oversight and starts being permission. Because, for your business, you'll be shut down before lunch. I'm just saying. Speaking of lunch, I can see the chips on my finger. Oh, anywho, now, yes, I did wash my finger. Y'all know the dye be stuck up on there. Come on, RFK. Anywho, now, here's the moment where the story stops being just a Minnesota problem.
Today, I'm showing you 161 Child Care in Columbus, Ohio. And as you can see, it does not look like a child care center at all. It is locked, says it's open. There's a little desk right there, but the ceiling's all falling out and stuff like that. And if you come around back, you can see that this place is just a total dump. Literal just debris everywhere. This is a question. How do you enroll? How do you enroll your children here? You can't do that? No kids? So how can I enroll my children? It says you get public money through. You get public money through Ohio. You get money through the state of Ohio. This is a money that gets.
Oh, I know, you know what I'm saying? I know we had to, you know what I'm saying? The what two a day, I know. But y'all know we reached in the last video, we introduced the fraud that's happening in Ohio. Different state, same look, same questions. This is what people start realizing, hey. Un momento. This isn't, you know, isolated. This is copy and paste, essentially. And then something happens that always scares bureaucracies.
My entire FYP today has been Nick Shirley, Somalis, and daycare fraud in Minnesota. And now it's starting to slowly transition to Ohio and similar fraud. And I keep commenting in comment sections, but I'm just gonna make a video now that this similar fraud happens here in Massachusetts. I used to work for early intervention, and when I had an appointment to service a child who went to a daycare that received vouchers, I was never let in 100% of the time. Never let in. I was either not let in or no one would come to the door. And then since I didn't service that child, I did not get paid for my time because early intervention is part of the Department of Public Health. And there was one time when someone from a daycare that received vouchers did actually come to the door, and they told me that the child wasn't there. So then I had to contact the parent, and the parent assured me that they dropped their child off that morning, but I wasn't let in. So similar fraud happens probably across the country, but I know for a fact from working for early intervention that it does happen in Massachusetts as well.
Now, that's not a YouTuber, at least, you know, that I know of as of now. That's not a partisan clip either. That's someone who worked inside the system saying, look, I couldn't even get through the door. And when the door never opens, you start wondering, hey, yo, what's being protected back there? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to sleep. Or maybe it's, you know, it's something you obviously don't want me to see. Now, right about here, the offenders show up.
You've probably seen the video of far-right journalist Nick Shirley claiming that he uncovered billions of dollars in Somalian fraud in Minnesota. I'm going to show you why it's a bunch of BS.
This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7.
Let's just pause here as he points to some of the healthcare companies. He's right, the building that he's in is filled with a bunch of healthcare companies, mostly run by Somalians. But what he doesn't tell you is these are home healthcare companies. Therefore, you wouldn't actually get healthcare at any of these because these are just office buildings where they can set up and manage the funding of healthcare to somebody's home. You can Google all these companies yourself, but patients are never actually expected to show up there. Therefore, when Shirley walks in and asks for healthcare, they look at him like he's a nutcase because he really is.
We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
Let's take a look at the daycare facilities he showed up at.
I'd like to check a child in the daycare.
Why?
Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I want to put my son Joey in daycare.
Once again, the daycares are almost certainly at-home daycare services. These are like management companies. They send people out to someone's home and provide education for families. So one company could be tied to literally dozens of homes or dozens of children, and there won't be a single kid that walks through that door. What Nick Shirley does is called lying by omission. Please share.
Oh my gosh. This is the part where we're told, relax. This is normal. In home care, administrative offices, nothing to see. Okay, fair. Now, let's test this theory though, because real daycares do something very simple.
So let me take you guys, for all the people in Minnesota that are not aware. I'm at my son's school right now. Let's walk in. All right, so I'm gonna go to this front door right here, right? For all the people that like, oh, we wouldn't just let randoms in. Well, you can't just let randoms in because it's locked, right? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna ring this bell right here. They're gonna let me in. You see how that works? They seen me. Hi, guys. All right, just in case nobody. And also, if I need a brochure for the daycare, nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Hey, how are you? How are you guys? Hey. Yeah, nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Hello, how are you? Thank you. How was he today?
Was good.
Okay, good. Good. Oh, I didn't even notice if I want a business card. I can get a business card too, guys. See how that works? I walk out, the door automatically locks. Also, sorry guys, if I need something, there's something right here that I could get. You feel me? So this is what I'm telling you. Why did none of those daycare owners offer Nick Shirley? Come on, babe. You ready? Why didn't say bye, boys? Offer Nick Shirley a brochure. Say bye to your friends. Bye. It's cold, y'all. His hands are gonna be frozen. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Nick Shirley's not crazy. It's simple. They could have handed him a brochure. Say bye-bye, boys.
You see how fast that was? No attitude, no deflection, no panic, just here's the info. Let us know if you're interested. Transparency doesn't get offended, y'all. And now comes the part nobody in power, I'll say, expected.
So let's get into it, and I know that this is gonna ruffle some feathers, but I don't give a fuck. Go get your Somalian sisters over in Minnesota, yelling at people and cussing them out because they're getting caught for fraud in full hijab. This is telling people they don't like them because their skin is white in full hijab. Kicking people off the property of the mosque because they're investigating allegedly at the mosque in Minnesota. It's mostly a Somalian community. So they were basically reports from Somalian women that they were enforcing Sharia law at the mosque in Minnesota. So the government went in to investigate. However, it was not founded. But also none of the Somalian women or the community will speak. But when these people go there and ask if they can put their kids in daycares, they are met with the utmost resistance. The Somalian community is being very disrespectful. There's hundreds of videos online in full hijab. I just want to ask them there, all the people want to know is where did the billions of dollars go? I'm sorry, I got on here and said 3 million before. It's over that. It's 100 million. They said it's almost in the billions, the fraud in Minnesota from the Somalian community. Where did the money go? Where did the money go? Because there's people right now in New Jersey and in the United States that cannot get childcare because you guys are siphoning $100 million from the government for a daycare Ponzi scheme. One of the daycares now, we did do some research, one of the daycares was shut down. They had hella strikes against them for negligence to children and whatever, one of the Somalian daycares. So the state shut them down. They all have crazy violations at these daycares, even the ones that are still open. But don't worry, I'm gonna do my own investigative work today. I'll be calling those daycares to see if I can enroll my children, to see if there's really kids there, to see if they're really operating as a daycare. All right, thanks for having me.
This right here is the moment the system loses control of the narrative, because when institutions fail to police themselves, citizens, as you can see, as this woman is doing, do. Not with pitchforks, but, with phones. And, I say that's not chaos. That's accountability, filling the vacuum. A vacuum, coom. Is it cume or coom? Do you say like with a Q-ish? Anywho, and here's where people get uncomfortable, because the consequences, they don't stay on paper.
I just had a hit and run, and I called the police, and they came over and did a police report, and I gave them a description of the vehicle, and some nearby police officers that were patrolling the area found the vehicle in a parking lot. And now the people that hit my car are telling the police that I hit them, that I backed into them. The police, of course, do not believe them. And the police officers, obviously, since I couldn't drive my car to the scene where these people were, gave me a ride in their car. So I am in the back of a police cruiser right now. And they also said that they didn't want me to speak directly to the people because they were kind of just being really boisterous and loud, and they didn't think it would be safe for me to exchange information. They said that they do not have insurance because they are from Somalia and they are planning to go back to Somalia. I'm not sure if any of that is even true.
Now, I want y'all to listen to me carefully, because this is what people try to shut the conversation down. This isn't about where someone is from. It's about what happens when rules stop being enforced. No insurance, no accountability, and the victim ends up sitting in the police car for her own safety. That's not, that's not compassion. That's negligence with a PR team. When system stops, when they stop doing basic gatekeeping, regular people, they pay for it, emotionally and financially, might I add. This story didn't start with cameras. Cameras just made it impossible to ignore. You got inspections that missed it, paperwork excused it, and officials downplayed this thing. But once the public started looking, the story didn't stay contained. And that's the real takeaway. A system, that only responds when exposed isn't broken. It's operating exactly as designed. And now, if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to put no permission. Oh, dang. Yeah, no permission. Yeah, no permission. Yeah, because accountability doesn't need permission. That's what no permission means. But other than that, y'all be safe. Go check on a friend today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.